Perhaps we start with, I mean, we can just quickly switch on the camera because we are here. It's not only Solène and me this time, but we have Alex with us.
And Ben.
And Ben, and like we say like hello, hello, hello. Yeah, and perhaps we can start with Alex because she actually just got back from the Philippines, where she did a lot of cool stuff on food security, and she can just perhaps quickly present herself and say like what she did.
So hello everyone, so I'm Alex. I spent like 2 months in the Philippines. I'm a volunteer of Make Sense, and I spent 2 months in the Philippines to try to meet some social entrepreneur. And I was like I focused my work on food security cause, and I tried to meet some social entrepreneur working in the food security field, explain what Make Sense is and what food security cause is. So I just told to Solène and Vicky different feedback. First, it was just so cool. I met like a lot of people, and I told that Philippines is a very interesting country to speak about food security because they have a lot of trouble about food because they import a lot of things. They are not proud about food, about Philippine products. So there is a lot of challenge about food security. But the second thing is that it was very difficult for me to explain in like a short time what Make Sense is, what food security is, to explain that the spirit of Make Sense and the food security, to explain that everything is free, that we can organize some event. It's just a question of like if you want to involve yourself or not. So yeah, it was a little bit complicated to to meet people, and after that to explain, and after that to try to create like a mobilization about the food security. But the good thing is that I was not alone because Rachel is a new community developer of Asia, the new community developer in Asia for Make Sense. So she will continue to follow the course. But yeah, it's I have a lot of. I think the best thing is that I will write my feedback and share with you some points. Parce que j'ai oublié des trucs, je pense. I think I forgot some stuff. Like, we spoke with Solène and Vicky, and we're going to speak about that after that, how we can optimize the database, how we can really try to create a network about food security, how we can create like a share
share of knowledge, yeah.
Yes, so because it's very important, because one of the hardest thing is that it's very complicated in like a poor country or a country in development, that to explain that to be a farmer is so cool, because it's not so cool to be a farmer in Philippines. It's very complicated. It's like people prefer to live in the city and live in the streets, and then live in the field and produce some vegetable or some stuff. And a lot of time when I was like, I'm organized like 2 sense drink, like big sense drink, not just a sense drink, but to speak about Make Sense and food security. And a lot of people told me that, oh, it's very interesting, but you know, in Philippines we don't want to be like farmer anymore. It's not sustainable. It's not. We don't get a lot of money. We prefer to leave our countryside and live in the streets in the city. But it's better for us because we can, I don't know, like sell some stuff or be a taxi driver or something like that. So sometimes I was a little bit lost because I didn't know what I can say. That okay, you're right, but I know that you're not right, but I don't have the arguments or how I can explain that. So I said that perhaps we can try to think how we can like explain that it exists some project in the world and also in the poor country about farming, about food security, and how we can share that, like, I don't know, with a video or with something like that, like three questions to a farmer in Africa or something like that. I don't know, we have to think about that. But it was one of my biggest feedback is Like if you want to speak about food security in a poor country, you really need to understand how it works, and you really need to know that it's not the same word in Philippines than in France. So yeah, it's one of my best or big feedback. But I will make like I will do like a feedback paper or something like that.
Or a little article on Medium could be interesting. Just a short
yeah,
one.
of course. Yeah, why not? So yeah, I will go to Mexico. So if you know some people in Mexico, to do the same just for 1 month and try to develop the food security cause in Mexico. So if you have some idea or some contacts, just let me know. So yeah, that's all.
Cool. Yeah, so perhaps to rebound on that. So as Alex said, we just discussed this big problem, which actually, I mean, it's a huge problem that's identified also in the whole development sector of, okay, people want to go to the cities, there's huge urbanization, and you don't have motivation for farmers to either stay farmer or to become a farmer, for young people. So we thought at once it could be interesting to launch within our global mobilization short thematic phases of, like, let's say 1 or 2 weeks, where we say, like, now in these 1 or 2 weeks, we all try to find exemplary farmers or people working in production that, like, that show how they managed to remain a farmer or to become a farmer and actually, make a good living and make the right choices, etc., and be efficient. Or identify organizations that enhance this. So organizations that work around the topic of how to encourage people to be farmers and to not let down their job, etc. And we could do that on several topics, but this was, of course, now like the first one that was identified by Alex, and I think it's a topic that's not only relevant in developing countries, because you have, like, in France, there's like farmers often earn so little, etc. So there's less and less incentive for people to stay within the sector, and to see how can we identify different solutions and approaches around the world, and then how can we share them with each other, so that, for example, when Alex is going to Mexico and she's meeting, like, these disillusioned farmers that say, like, but I don't want to be a farmer anymore, whatever, that she can have, like, she has examples at hand of saying, like, hey, look, there's this guy in the Philippines who had, like, was facing exactly the same troubles, and here's what he's saying, or what he said about why you can, like, remain a farmer, what things he did to improve his situation, etc. So yeah, perhaps if you want to give your feedback on what you think of that, how you think we can manage to do these these, like, focuses on different challenges, and that in every hotspot, whatever you identify, if you think, like, this is something that I think is relevant for everyone, we can say we make a call for 1 week or 2 to focus only on that one specific sub-challenge, to just have more concrete impact. Yeah, now it's only Gianpietro.
That's my moment.
It's your moment to shine.
Okay. Hello. Yeah. Okay. This week I've been in Italy, so, but we have already, like, planned for in the last week and also the next 2 weeks, like, few stuff to do. So, we started finally our season for the Old Ups, and we did the famous Crisis Cafe Old Up to create a new way, a new customer journey for them, and to increase the opportunity of employability for ex-offenders, and it went really well. The people enjoyed it a lot, and now we are already in the second phase of it, so with the mini gang, and they're gonna create a new website for the guys of Crisis Cafe. So yeah, stay tuned, because I'm gonna let you know in the next 2-3 weeks where it's gonna go. And then we
perhaps just one sentence about Crisis Cafe, because for people who watch the thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's true. I always repeat it, but I can imagine. Okay, Crisis Cafe is a part of Crisis, a charity that helps ex-offenders and people without any house to survive, giving them new skills and make them work, and well, trying to help them to acquire new skills to use in the next future, hopefully as soon as possible in the job market. And Crisis Cafe was, let's say, the food related part of Crisis, and help like to acquire like some food related and hospitality skills, so people after the opportunity in Crisis Cafe can again starting to go back on their legs and again, you know, smashing their life. So and they have a problem with the new pilot project that they started, and the delivery service related to catering, and well, they asked us to find new solution because they were like using like very unsustainable solution to use it, and yeah, it went really well. So let's see what will be like the next future, and let's see what the mini gang is gonna organize. But we have UX designers, we have computer science, we have developers, like, let's see. But also the.
Perhaps you want to share on how you managed to mobilize the mini gang?
Yes, definitely I will. Well, actually, first of all, after the very successful 2 hours and almost a half, we first of all, people really understood, you know, they're really being committed like to the cause, and well, it went pretty easy. Like, so at the end of the session, I just asked people if they really want to support the social enterprise, and like few people, of course, said like, okay, definitely we want to do it. And I sent them an email also, like, to remind to all the people who was invited to the event how to participate, and I will do it again. So let's see how it's going. Hello, Min.
Hello.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
And now that I'm back again, I will definitely, you know, start to see how it's going. So I will definitely push them to meet them with the guys and see how it's going. But the biggest news, and you know, also for me surprised, because I was definitely like not enough, like I didn't have enough time to prepare it. But at the, you know, in 1 week they managed to prepare half of the science fiction on the second. And I'm very proud of all the team, especially Charmaine and Eddie. They really did a very good job. And over there, I was only the photographer, so so we at least we managed to put a lot of picture on Facebook and on the group. So, and we managed in 4 hours, 3 hours and a half, to create new for a solution related to food. They almost are. Related to consumers and distribution. Mm-hmm. But one, for example, the two I remember very well were like one possible social enterprise to track from farm to fork directly from and you know, so to improve like the traceability and the transparency, and also the other one, a kind of app that help consumers to choose between more environmental friendly goods. So it's an app that leads you where are like the places where. So it's like the second part of the science fiction will be on the 16th, so quite soon on Saturday, and we're gonna try to development in a kind of hackathon in 6 hours. Few of these experiences. So I'm quite excited for this because, and the guys really work well and really work hard to do it. So let's see.
And are these people who also want to then like really go for the project?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Charmaine and Eddie have really been like very connected. I mean, all the core team of Make Sense London are really like, we are really like almost every day we are communicating in Slack, and we are really committed to this. So
But I mean that want to realize the solutions that you imagined in the science fiction.
Yes, I mean it's like the event was really intense, I have to say, and you know there've been commitment for really 3 hours and a half, and I was really impressed because also it was Saturday, a lot of people just came out from work, so it's like there was a lot of commitment, yeah, I have to say, and also there will be probably on the 25th or 26th there will be a new hold up as well. Because an organization called Force Sector here in London organized a big event related to social enterprises and asked to make sense to do an hold up over there, to do something like quite interesting and quite active. So at the moment I'm in the process to select the social enterprise that will be like the cause for it. And let's see how it's going, but you know it will be a very exciting event as well. We are preparing the Make Sense room as well, so the MKS room as well. So yeah, that's it.
For the MKS room?
It will be probably in the middle of May. So, but I'm not so much in charge of this. So, but I will definitely tell you something more. Because you know, this week I've been without any internet, so absolutely, yeah. I really like tried just to relax a little bit. You know. So
yeah, that's needed. Cool. Well, thanks, Gianpietro.
Thank you.
Perhaps Min, do you want to give us a little update about what's happening?
Yes, actually, I will talk with you about 50 minutes because I have some busy work to do next. But I really to tell you about the food security mobility project I'm doing here in Ho Chi Minh City. Since I organized the same vision in Ho Chi Minh City, we just one attendance in the last hour. I realized that I have to change and do another different event to raise people awareness about food security. Next about make sense, and then I can focus on do another session again. I think that food security in Ho Chi Minh City is through little awareness because people will most attention on some technologies, whatever, but the food security is so little bit well, you know, little bit of care. I don't know why. Well, after the same season, I taught some social entrepreneurs who be Vietnamese working in Hanoi, capital Vietnam, and we say that very seriously about food security and about organic food market here. I also add him to make sense Vietnam purpose, and he asked me for how to you know, let me see, how to make a payment with the organic customer here. And I suggest him that why don't he post his challenge to me on Message so that we can make a horn up together. And another way, I introduced him to the fintech about Bitcoin, so that we can use something cool to pay for the organic price. I think so. Yeah, it's just some under the table talks about food security, and I think I will need two more social interaction to make send ring and make us room about.
Cool. Have you also like perhaps to get inspiration on the different solutions and projects Yeah, you can also look in the database to see which projects focus on awareness and organic markets. Perhaps that can help you and the social entrepreneurs that you met also to improve the project and get new ideas.
Yeah. When I can see that?
You know, the database, the link to it is in the Facebook Food Security Tribe. I can share it in the video also afterwards. Yeah. Which makes perhaps the transition to before. Our Madrid friend is gone again. I think there's a bad connection. Makes the transition to another point that we've discussed with the girls just now, is how we can make better use of the database. You know, the database where we enter all the projects that we find, like the projects that we helped with Make Sense, but also projects that are just really inspiring and interesting in terms of food security. So at once, the projects that we might not be in contact with. Can you guys mute your microphones, please?
Yes.
So at once there will be projects in the database that we might not have been in touch with Make Sense. You know, they might be wherever in Uganda or in Japan or whatever, but you just find them and you think they're really inspiring. We thought, okay, there is not a big use if they're just in the database, because after all, people will not go into the database all the time and screen them. But what we can do is, whenever you find a project that is interesting and that is of interest for the Food Security Tribe, when you put it in the database, at the same time, you do a post in the Food Security Tribe or in the gang about the project, and just like saying why it is interesting. And perhaps, say like, I think this could be relevant for you in Peru or whatever, or what do you guys think of it? So we get more engagement into the projects we collect in the database, because otherwise the database is dead. I mean, it will serve us at some point because it's accumulating a lot of knowledge, of course, but it's nice to stimulate exchange at the same time. And then also to make sure that the projects that you are in touch with, when you enter them, to actually to really make sure that you follow up, so that you don't just enter the enterprise, but that you actually put their challenge online, or make a post about them if you did like an event with them. So we keep on inspiring each other with the solutions that exist around the world. I don't know if you had another point on that, Alex, or is it more or less?
No, I think fine. It's okay. And yes, perhaps that, to say that we need to have like one sentence for the project and.
Oh yeah, exactly. So we're gonna add one column in the database to explain in one sentence what the project is about, because up till now there is only one column where you can add tags. That's going to be really practical afterwards to search for different projects, but it's also nice to understand within one sentence what a certain project is about. So you don't always have to go to the website to look for it.
Is a deadline that you have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the project column is for anyone joining Make Sense can edit it, right?
Exactly. So everyone that finds any project and that knows about any project, you can type it in there, and it's really useful also to get inspiration. And, when you do a hold up, to look at the database before and see, okay, I'm doing a hold up for an organic food market, and I can look with the find option in the database which projects exist around the world on organic food markets. And then you can see, perhaps you can get inspired for the solutions you want to find, etc.
Okay, awesome. I will do that.
Cool. We lost our fourth man again. She can't speak.
Audrey?
Yeah, Audrey is.
I know, she just told me that our connection is too bad, so
Yeah.
she was struggling to hear. I told her that there is a video we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Solène, do we have anything else to share?
Now I can speak on behalf of Audrey. I think to the girls in Madrid. So Audrey is from Madrid, and she organized the Sense Camp in November last year. And they're now starting to mobilize citizens on the food security topic as well. And they're organizing an MKS room. I think that's on the 27th of April, so in a few weeks. They're getting ready for this one, and then the hotspot. Rome is really keen to join the mobilization as well. So they need to meet again to go for a drink and see how they can get organized. But they know many social entrepreneurs working on solutions in terms of distribution and consumption in a more sustainable way. So that's very cool. And I think that's it mainly about the hot topic. No, Paris, actually Paris.
Oh yeah,
yeah Paris. So yesterday, and Ben was here in Paris for the meeting with the guys. So we have a team. There is a team of 4 gangsters. All of them are super into the topic. And yesterday we had a demo from a social entrepreneur who has a software for producers, local producers. And we also had the tasting sessions with people making cupcakes from cricket flour.
yeah.
And it was super nice. Seriously, I think as long as you bring some food, people come. That's quite surprising because we didn't communicate so much, and there were 30 people or something like that.
Yeah.
So the conversation seemed to be really good. So yeah, really easy format to set up and good impact. So really cool. And the next step is about organizing a mini learning expedition, so a mini sense tour on a Saturday afternoon or something, where you go and meet the social entrepreneurs on site and really understand what they do, what are their challenges, etc. And after this one, we would like to do an afternoon of hold-ups, so maybe different hold-ups happening at the same time. So you mobilize people just for one day, and there are many hold-ups. So that's the plan in Paris.
Okay, cool. The next sense hotspot have ever organized a food scent tour, and what is it about?
The tour.
Yeah, food scent tour.
Which one?
Food scent tour.
Yeah, but they've been several. So which one do you mean?
I mean that what is it about, and does it have connecting about the food security issues that we are working on it?
Yeah, so a sense tour is about traveling and meeting social entrepreneurs along the way. So you solve the challenging of social entrepreneurs that you meet by doing hold-ups, and you launch kind of launch the community in every stop that you do. So you explain what makes sense, you meet with people, you go for sense drinks, you explain the methodology, and all along the way it's about solving the challenges of social entrepreneur. So there have been many sense tours since the beginning. At the moment, there are students who are traveling in Europe to meet inspiring innovators in Europe, just to show that Europe is not down and dead at all. So they really want to highlight positive initiatives. There is one starting in July about women empowerment. There is another one starting in September about food as well. So there have been many sense tours. So maybe you've heard of the one from Bruno, possibly, because at the moment he's writing a book. Exactly, yeah. He's wrote a book, and he's doing his crowdfunding campaign.
And he already succeeded.
Yeah, that's true, in 2 days.
So he already got enough money to go into print. So you can also still check it out. It's called Le Petit Chef. It's in French, unfortunately, but it's with loads of pictures, so you can also you can see what it's about. Yeah. Do you guys have any concerns, any questions for now? If not, I would say we'd wrap up because we're not that many people, and we leave the others to watch the video and to respond on Facebook with their updates and feedback.
Okay.
Are we good?
Good.
Cool.
Great. Cool. Well, so for all those people who are not in this call,
We love you.
we love you. Next time we're gonna make a Facebook event, so we don't forget.
Yeah, sorry,
about
it was
this
a bit
call.
last minute.
Yeah. So we're gonna do the next one in 2 weeks. And it'd be amazing if you could all share your updates and your challenges and questions, also on the two issues that we raised here with the database and with that proposition of a specific sub-challenge mini mobilizations within the calls. What you think of it, what you find about the problem that Alex raised about motivating people to stay in agriculture. Yeah, and then we can exchange in the Facebook post and see how we can make a push on this issue. Yeah, cool.
Yes. So I will. So sorry guys, I have to go now. So can we speak another time?
We speak soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.